guys, so this is gonna be a little weird. I decided to vlog this experience. Every Thursday I actually go and try to find some retro games for a really cheap price. I always check the Facebook Marketplace, and I found this one guy who was selling a lot for like a Nintendo 64 and like good games, Super Smash, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Mario 64. I'm gonna show you all the details because this is friggin' weird. According to his original post, I'll show it here, I think he wanted $5 per game, $75 for the whole bundle. I didn't have a lot of money, so I was like, I'm just gonna do the games, $5 a piece, because that's an amazing deal. And I message him, and he gives me a price at like, you know, $150 or something like that. And I was like, that doesn't add up to what you posted. And he said, oh, that's the wrong listing. So I go back and check, and this kid's got like 2 other listings. I can post them all here. This is crazy. He's got like 2 other postings, and there's this one and this one. They have different prices, and one of them he wants $300 for all the games. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm feeling kind of sketchy with it, but I'm just trying to keep him, like, if this is real, I don't want to let it slide through the cracks. And I'm like, hey, would you do $100 for all the games and throw in one 64 controller? And he agrees to it. He's got 52 things for sale. And they're literally just like him walking around his house, taking random shots of like, here's a chair that's for sale. Here's my twin bed that's for sale. It's like really freaking shady. One of them, he had like a Mac Mini, and he was only asking $75 for it. So I decide, you know what? I'm gonna ask this guy to bundle it all for 200 bucks. And just see if he'll do the Mac Mini and all the 64 stuff. And he says, sorry man, selling the Mac Mini. Okay, understandable. I'm just like, okay, so the games and Nintendo and stuff, like I still want to get that. And he messages me back and he says, selling that right now too. So I'm like, yo bro, wait a second man. Like, we were talking about this first, what the hell? And he messages me back and he says, $300 for everything, the 64 lot and the Mac Mini. Which is it's a good deal, because the Mac Mini alone is $300. But then I message him back and I'm like, wait man, you said you sold the Mac Mini. And he said, no, I'm on my way to sell it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I could probably only do $220 though, because $300 is just a lot out of pocket right now. And he says, okay, so I offered to meet him halfway at this little huddle house. And I'm gonna see how this works. I'm a little kind of skeptic about it, because he said he was in his car already going to sell it, you know? So I said, could you take a picture of the items you have? He took a picture of the items in his book bag. It was kind of hard to see him, but I saw the 64 controller and the Mac Mini. And he said, I can't really get a good shot because I'm driving. So I think I believe him. He might just be hard up for some cash. I don't know, man. But this is really poopin' shady. So I'm taking you on this adventure with me. I'm gonna go meet my wife so she can come with me, and my dog. And we'll just have him be, you know, the tough one, because it's not me. I'm not tough. All right, so I'm almost to the location where I gotta meet the guy. I got my backup. What up, Ollie? So I should be there in like 5 minutes, and then we'll see what happens. I'm on my way, so here we go. Alright, so done with that. Didn't have to use my backup, but I don't know, it seems legit. But there's the 64, a little beat up, but there's like 4 controllers, a bunch of games. Oliver's trying to get up on that. Does that guy have dogs? Can we trust him? So I got all that. He was kind of weird. I mean, he was super nice, and I asked him if everything works, and he said, yeah, I've been playing those games every day. And I said, oh, well, that's cool. I'll have to update you when we test it all out and see if I just threw away $220. Ollie, are you ready to go home? Okay, let's go home. I told him that he made the experience very confusing, and that was a little frustrating, but I'm glad that he sold to me. And he said, I'm so sorry about that, sir. Which I was like, don't, ugh. But I mean, it did show a little bit of respect, so maybe like he's just lost. Maybe he's just not all that smart. Maybe he just needs some quick money. I'll have to record when I get stopped and I can show you everything that's in here. I'll make sure it all works. But yeah, man, I've had the Nintendo 64 since I was a kid. I don't know why that's his voice. I've had the Mac Mini since 2012. I kind of was going through the games just to make sure that most of them were there, kind of look at the condition of them. I said, so everything works, right? Like, you can verify that? He's like, yes, sir. And I was like, okay, that's great. And I kind of pulled out a cartridge and I was like looking at 007, GoldenEye. And I was like, oh, cool, GoldenEye, I love this game. It was one of my favorites. He said, I've never played that. The game is like beat to hell. So I'm like, oh, okay, you've never played it. That doesn't make me feel any better about anything. And then he said, my favorite game is the Griffey Jr. I don't know sports, but it was like some sports thing, I guess. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Thanks, man. So I don't know. I'm gonna head back to work and I'll shoot one more update video about how everything works when we're done here. Also, I just want to add, I was thinking about the Mac Mini because he's kind of seemed like the guy that either just stole this stuff out of his parents' house or I don't know, something. Or what if, like, you know, they are just like his belongings and he didn't, like, he just quickly selling stuff, so he didn't reformat anything. So I messaged him about the Mac Mini and I was like, hey, did you reformat this before you sold it to me? Or like, am I gonna need a password to get into this thing? And he just shot me back a message that said, Scooter and the number 1. So I don't know. I mean, at least he knows the password. What's up, guys? I am home from work and I've kind of laid everything out here that I picked up. So let's kind of look through it and see what all is here. All right, so I don't know if I made it super clear, but there was a Mac Mini 2012, 500 gigabytes, and all of these games, 4 controllers, because I'm going to test it with you guys live, but there's a Nintendo 64 in there. We threw this in separately because my wife's been wanting to get one for her business. So basically, this was all together $220. So my wife basically chipped in half. So when you think about it, it's $110 for all these games and the 64 when you're thinking about the gaming side of it. And there's some great titles here and they look pretty good cartridge-wise. Some of them I could clean up, maybe get new labels, but GoldenEye, World Is Not Enough, Pro Skater, the first one, Super Smash Brothers. This is so good because, like I'm saying, this is like 50 bucks. The first Rogue Squadron, Banjo-Tooie, Rainbow Six game, Asteroid 64, sports game, whatever. Mario Kart 64, which is great. Super Mario 64. Oh, this was his favorite game. Ken Griffey Jr.'s, whatever. 1080. NASCAR, and for some reason there was a freaking Sonic 2 in here. I don't really know why. I noticed like one of them, like some of them have like letters on them. See, Mario 64 has Josh. That's not his name. Just to make that clear. So I don't know. So things did start off pretty good just looking at all that. There's 2 memory cards as well. I pulled out the controllers. This one's got like a really sticky residue. It's gross. But hey, check this out. Oh, cool. I didn't think to check the friggin' cords. And same one here, cut as well. Okay, that's cool. Purple and gray look fine. The wire wouldn't be a pain in the ass to change, especially considering, you know, when I paid 110 bucks, like, when you kind of consider eBay prices, like, right there is already 110 bucks and I've got all this extra stuff, so it's not terrible. So let's see if some of this works. I'm going to start with Super Smash because that's probably something I'm excited about. I am going to clean the cart real quick before I plug it in just to be extra sure. Alright, we're in the game room. I went ahead and plugged in a controller just to make sure that works. We're going to try Smash. First thing I want to show is just the condition of the 64. First of all, just listen. I'm not very hopeful there. It doesn't even have the front bumpers, the legs, so, you know, that's cool. So here we go. First, before I even do this, I'm just gonna make sure that we get power. Okay, that's a good sign, red light. All right, let's pop this in. I don't know if I've got it on the right video setting. I might have to change that, but, oh, snap. Hey, guys, holy butts. Check that out. It friggin' works. So that's a good sign. All right. That's also rattly. Probably don't really care about the Mac Mini, but I'm curious. Let's plug this in and see if it ends up at least turning on. I don't have a USB keyboard though. Probably gonna be locked and we won't be able to go anywhere, but let's just see if I can at least get it to pop up on the screen. Let's power on the Mac Mini. That's a good noise. TV turned off because it has very short settings. Look at that reflection. Hey guys. You can like see me so perfectly. Oh, and it is booting up. I mean, they sell for like 300 bucks at the cheapest for this model, and it's in really good condition. Okay, so there's the goodies. I've got to test a few of the carts, but I feel like any of the others will work just fine. I wouldn't see why he would lie about that, even though he did cut 2 cords and not decide to tell me that. That was kind of shitey. And also, the Mac did load up. I've just got to get a USB keyboard because that's not something I have on me. Yeah, so that's basically my pickups. I just kind of wanted to share that with you. I don't know, I had to vlog it because I was worried about going to do it because this guy just seems sketch as F. Especially if you read all the messages back and forth between us, like he was so flip-floppy, and so I'm just like, is this guy legit? Like, I don't know. So it was kind of Jason's idea to push me to do it. He's like, make a vlog out of it, and so I was like, okay, I will. So I'm glad everything worked out, and I've got myself an extra 64 and some good games, and hey, my wife got a computer that she's really been needing for work, so hey, yay, positivity. That's not a word. Okay, well, thanks so much for joining me on that adventure, and I'm glad I didn't die. And hey, I might see you guys in another video sometime. Okay, bye guys.